People are talking over each other. Someone is panicking. Another person is already expecting the worst. The room feels tense and everyone seems to be losing control. Then you notice one person who stays calm. They don't rush to speak. They don't freeze. They simply pause, observe, and make their next move. Most people think they're fearless, but psychology suggests something very different. Why do some people become calmer when everyone else is falling apart? Psychologists have studied this pattern for years, but the answer isn't what most people expect. Calm people aren't born without fear. Their minds simply work differently under pressure. The secret often begins long before the stressful moment arrives. It's built through small mental habits that change how they respond to uncertainty. Once you understand these habits, you'll start seeing them everywhere.
Welcome to
Before we
Psychology for
continue,
Everyone.
if you're interested
Today
in the
we will look
hidden
at the brain's
psychology
regions.
behind everyday
Then we will
human
explore
behavior,
Maslow's
consider
hierarchy.
subscribing. This channel explores the patterns that shape how we think, feel, and act. Now, here's the first hidden reason. Imagine two co-workers in the same meeting. Suddenly, they hear that a major project has failed. One person immediately imagines losing their job. Another starts blaming everyone else. But one coworker quietly writes down the facts. What actually happened? What needs to be done next? Instead of reacting to fear, they're focusing on reality. This is one of the biggest differences between calm people and everyone else. They still feel fear, but they don't let it control their decisions. They create a small pause before reacting. That pause gives them time to think clearly instead of acting on emotion. Think about a firefighter entering a burning building or a doctor treating a patient during an emergency. Their hearts race too. They aren't calm because there's no danger. They're calm because they've learned to focus on what they can control. Ironically, calm people often notice more danger than everyone else. They just don't let panic take over. The same habit appears in everyday life. A parent stays calm when a child gets hurt. A student remains focused during an important exam. A business owner handles unexpected problems without assuming everything is over. Their calmness isn't luck, it's a habit of separating facts from fear. But that's only the beginning. The next hidden reason reveals why many of the calmest people have often been through the hardest experiences. Many people think calm people have easy lives, but psychology often shows the opposite. Some of the calmest people have faced failure, loss, or difficult moments that taught them an important lesson. Panic rarely solves problems. Over time, they learn to focus on what they can do instead of what they can't control. Imagine two friends whose flight is suddenly canceled. One becomes angry and argues with the airline staff. The other quietly checks for the next available flight. Both are disappointed, but only one is looking for a solution. Calm people understand that while they can't control every situation, they can always control their next decision. Here's what makes them different. They don't waste energy fighting reality. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening?" they ask, "What's the best thing I can do now?" That small shift keeps their minds clear while others become overwhelmed. Another hidden habit is that calm people aren't afraid of silence. Picture a heated meeting where everyone is talking at once. Most people feel pressured to respond immediately. The calmest person listens first. They take a moment to think before speaking. That pause isn't hesitation, it's self-control. Giving emotions a few seconds to settle often leads to better decisions. You may have seen someone like this before. They don't seem rushed even during stressful moments. It's not because life is easier for them. They've learned that reacting slower often means thinking better. But that's not the whole story. The next hidden reason reveals why calm people often notice opportunities that everyone else is too distracted to see. Calm people also notice things that panic hides. When the mind is overwhelmed, it focuses only on danger. Small details disappear, but a calm mind sees the bigger picture. That's why during a crisis, the quietest person in the room often notices the solution everyone else misses. Imagine a team facing a major problem at work. Everyone is focused on what went wrong. Then one person points out a simple fix that no one else noticed. They aren't smarter than everyone else. Their mind simply wasn't trapped by panic. Staying calm gives the brain room to observe instead of only react. And lastly, calm people don't see every challenge as a threat. They often see it as information. Instead of thinking, "This is the end," they ask, "What can this teach me?" That mindset doesn't remove stress, but it keeps fear from taking control. Every difficult moment becomes a chance to learn instead of a reason to give up. You may have blamed yourself for feeling stressed under pressure, but that doesn't mean you're weak. It often means your mind is trying to protect you. The difference is that calm people have learned to work with those emotions instead of fighting them. They accept fear without letting it make every decision. Perhaps that's why truly calm people rarely need to prove they're calm. They don't seek attention or try to appear fearless. Their actions speak for them. While others react to the noise around them, they stay focused on what really matters. And this leads to the final hidden pattern. It isn't about confidence, intelligence, or experience. It's about one simple habit that quietly shapes every decision they make. The final hidden pattern is surprisingly simple. Calm people accept that they can't control everything. They know life will always bring uncertainty, unexpected problems, and difficult moments. Instead of resisting that reality, they prepare themselves to face it. Ironically, accepting uncertainty often creates more peace than trying to control every outcome. Think about someone driving through a heavy storm. They can't stop the rain or change the weather, but they can slow down, stay focused, and keep both hands on the wheel. Life works the same way. The calmest people don't waste energy wishing reality were different. They put that energy into making the best decision they can with what they have. This doesn't mean they never feel afraid. They do. They feel stress, disappointment, and uncertainty just like everyone else. The difference is that they don't let those feelings decide what happens next. They understand that emotions are temporary, but their choices have lasting consequences. Maybe you've met someone like this, or maybe, without realizing it, you've shown this kind of calm yourself during one of the hardest moments in your life. If so, it wasn't because you were fearless. It was because, even under pressure, a part of you chose to think before reacting. That quiet decision is often where real strength begins. Sometimes, the strongest person in the room isn't the loudest or the most confident. It's the one who stays steady when everything else feels uncertain. And once you begin to notice that pattern, you'll start seeing it everywhere. In your family, your workplace, your friendships, and even in yourself. If this video gave you a new perspective, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever stayed calm in a situation where everyone else panicked? And if you'd like to explore more hidden patterns of human behavior, consider subscribing. Sometimes the greatest changes don't begin with action. They begin the moment you finally understand yourself.